Mark, you've just become a father. How do you feel? Do you feel different?
I'm still waiting to feel different. I'm still waiting to grow up, you know. And I haven't done that yet. No, it's lovely. I helped deliver the baby as well. It's called Roland Bolan. Roland Seymour Bolan. And he weighed about 6'6" when he came out. And it was really cute because, I mean, it looks like me, so it was really... And it's an amazing thing.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's going to stabilise me somehow.
Yeah. You weren't freaked out by the actual birth?
Not really, because there's no blood and all that sort of stuff. I thought it would be very gory and surrealistic, but it wasn't. In fact, it was very ordinary. Just a miracle, I reckon. Babies, you know, they just plop out.
Yeah.
You know. And he came out dancing. He was getting down. Right?
Well, now here you are. You're really one of the biggest names in showbiz. Back when you were 14 and you were working on a fruit stall in Soho.
Right. Little boy, yeah.
Did you ever dream, did you ever hope that you'd be here now? Did it ever?
Yes, I dreamed, but I never really thought it was possible. The funny thing about success, though, is they never tell you what's going to happen when you get there. You know, and the hardest thing about being successful is remaining successful, and I've been very fortunate in that way. And I can thank the fans in Australia for that, for still sticking with me, and people in England. Because, as you know, I've been away for 2 years from England for tax reasons, tax exile. As everyone else, Elton and Rod, all these people have gone now, you see. But it enabled me to go away and really just sort of cool the situation. Because as we spoke about, I thought I was being overexposed a little bit, along with that Donny and David and all that teeny bop thing, which is cool. I mean, I love being screamed at and ripped apart. But as long as people listen to the music as well, you know. So it's given me kind of a fresh thing now. I've come back now, and fortunately New York City was a big hit. I don't know, is it coming out in Australia? I don't know if it's been released there yet.
Right. No.
Well, it'll be out soon at that one. And in fact, over here I've got a new one this week called Dreamy Lady, which comes out. So everything is really going very well. You know, couldn't be better at the moment.
Well, when you started climbing to the top, was it the music?
Clawing.
Was it the music, or was it the glamour? What was the main attraction for you?
For me, music at first. But I think it's inseparable. I mean, when I was about 9, I wanted to be Elvis, you know. And then it was Marlon Brando. And then eventually it became Marc Bolan. I wanted to be, you know, because I invented him that way.
Yeah. You were into glamour, really. You were one of the first mods, weren't you? You were
Oh yeah,
into
yeah. That was when I was
clothes
about 15.
and
Yeah. I was in all the papers then as a mod. I mean, I've been famous 4 times in my life, actually, over a period of time.
First as a mod, and then
First as a mod, and then as a model. I did some modelling things for a while. And then in '65, I made my first single called The Wizard.
So you put out a record called Wizard, but there really was a wizard in your life, wasn't there?
Yeah, I used to know a guy in Paris who, in fact, was... he would be called a black magician, I suppose, but he wasn't. He's just a very learned man. He was into numerology and Egyptian magic, and I learnt he could levitate, you know, go off the floor, and he really could do it.
Can you?
Can I? No. Only when I'm drunk. You know, it's very easy to float around. I studied yoga for a while, so that was kind of helpful. I mean, I can project astrally. I can leave my body and come back, but I was very into magic. But what happened was I had to earn a living in between, you see. So I chose music as the only thing I really knew anything about, and that I cared about. And I just worked very hard at it through the years. And, you know, I decided to write my own songs, after hearing Dylan, I think it was, before he, in fact, got big. That was about '63. And I thought, if he can sing like that, I can play guitar that bad, I can do it, you know. And I mean that in the nicest way, because he's one of my faves, you know. And it took probably 4 years to get it really tight. And then I formed Tyrannosaurus Rex, which was me and a bongo player, a guy called Steve at that time. And fortunately, the album got in the charts. I mean, it was like an instant success, you know. And I stayed as an underground group for, I think, about 4 years. And then it got a bit down. I mean, the records weren't selling quite so well. So I figured I'd take one chance and really go electric. And I did a song called Ride a White Swan. And it was #1 in, I think, 4 days. Sold 2 million records. Thank God. I mean, or I'd still be down in the market.
It was a big change from first underground, and then you did get a teeny bop image, didn't you?
Oh yeah, what happened is I did Top of the Pops, which is probably the equivalent to this show or whatever it was, and I was exposed to the mass public for the first time, because they'd never seen me on TV or anything. Unfortunately, they liked the way I looked, or something about me, or they liked the way I wiggled, or, you know, the cut of my jib, or whatever they call it. And from then it's really been 6 years of good times, really. Hopefully 6 more as well.
Yeah, well, now that's another thing. Do you want to go on as you are, or are you going to get into movies? What are you going to do?
It's changing slowly. At this point of time, I'm doing an interview spot on a show in London. In fact, today I'm doing Keith Moon, I'm doing Angie Bowie, I'm doing Freddie Mercury of Queen. Just talking, you know, so that people can see that what hopefully they're seeing from this show, that rock stars are hopefully mildly intelligent people, or incredibly intelligent, whatever, you know, see really what they're like and what the kids are buying. And I'm also doing a movie next year with David Bowie, because we've written a science fiction film together, because we're great mates, you know. So I'll definitely be doing films. I'll be directing that one too. But I want to spend at least this year getting back on the road. We go to Australia, I believe, about, what's after February? The month after February? March. Yeah, because we do January, and then after that I'm doing the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So we'll come and see everyone in Australia in March. That's if you want to see us. We'd like to come.
You write also, don't you? You put out books of poetry, a slim volume.
Yeah, I had... it's been out about 5 years now, but it was I was England's best-selling poet for about a year. It's a book called Warlock of Love. Yeah. And I've got a new book coming out, hopefully, within the month, which is, at the moment, it's called Wilderness of the Mind, but I don't know, I change it every day. I mean, you know, it could be a coconut egg tomorrow or anything, you know.
How do you fit so much into your life? You've got your own business. You're not a rock star who's being manipulated by anyone else. You're in charge. You write books. You're into everything. How do you do it all?
Foster's love. I know, just energy, really. I mean, I get days when I'm terrible. I'm very disorientated, but I'm very quick at doing things. Like, I'm a Libra, you know, and I go very up and then very down. But I have a lot of good people around me that carry out what I say, you know, and help me. Publicists and managers, you know, that in fact put it into action. So what happens is I just wander about doing all the things that have been arranged the week before that I said I wanted to do, you know.
But do you work always on the verge of a nervous breakdown? Or do
yes,
you make sure
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always cracking up all the time.
Yeah. You once sent along to psychiatrists for some reason. What was all
Oh,
that
no,
about?
yeah, well, I wanted to check out. I was in New York, and they get analysed a lot there, you know. And I wanted to go to a shrink and see what they'd think. You know, I went to 3 of them, and they all couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle me at all. You know, because I don't, unless you got this guy called R.D. Lang, who's really good. But he's about the only one I think that can understand people. Because they asked me to give impressions and say what I thought against words, and they said, "Oh, come on," you know. I said mother, I said toad, things like that. You know, but, I mean, because there is no, I don't believe in things instantly relating or deep Freudian meanings. I believe you are literally what you are, if you're anything at all, and if you should really project what you are and be strong, you know.
Well, even now, this very moment, there are fans clustering outside your office door.
Listen.
Does this get on your nerves at all?
Sometimes, you know, but at the moment they don't know where I live, fortunately. But not really. I mean, some of them are very cute.
You were one of the first rock artistes who got into the bisexual trip. I gather you're not...
Artiste is quite nice. Sounds very bisexual.
You're not really bisexual, I gather.
I've experienced many things in my life. I think, you know, as a child, my mother always told me that if you love someone in any sphere, you know, love them all the time. I love many men and many women, but I happen to like titties, so I tend to sexually go more towards women. But I've checked everything out. You know,
so it wasn't just an image when you were being bisexual, you really were at the time.
No, David Bowie and I were going to get married at one time. You know, really.
Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.